So thanks for providing your views there on performance, happiness and compliance. So if you were to wrap that, Berend,
Yeah.
how would you pull all of that into sort of one conversation or one sort of conclusion?
Yeah, because each of these individual topics are not new, right? And each of these individual things have been, or people have been trying to address them for a while. But what is very difficult for people is to actually make sure that they make a decision which balances out all those three things,
Yes,
right? The
yes.
performance, the happiness, and the compliance. You might actually have a great performance, but you only get there because you actually made a number of employees unhappy. Or you're also then non-compliant. So how do you make sure that you balance that out?
Yeah.
That's where AI comes into play. And that's also a great tool for leadership and for management to actually make those things very concrete. Okay, we now want to address this very specific topic without actually giving up some of these other teams such as happiness. Yeah, we want to make sure that we have more revenue, but while adhering to everyone's preferences. And that's the AI is actually really good at taking all these individual things, putting them together, and providing people with a solution and a decision which balance that out.
So this is really a business discussion that you're having as part of this improvement program or whatever you're doing within an organisation.
Yeah, we try not to have too many technical discussions because a lot of it is actually about, okay, what is the business driver behind all of this? Because AI, you can use it as a technical tool, but in the end, it's all about what do you want to achieve with it? What is the business driver you want to achieve? What is the main thing which is stopping your business from doing better? That's where we want to apply AI to.
Sure.
And that could be then, well, we have a lot of staff churn. Why is the staff churning? Well, they're getting work which is not adhering to what they want, or it's very high hours, lots of hours, and very a lot of work which is at night time, and those kind of things.
Yes.
How to balance all of that out?
Yeah.
That's where AI comes into play.
Oh, that's great. Now, thank you for talking about AI and its impact on HR and the workforce. Berend, something that is very close to my heart is measurement and making sure that we actually get what we set out to achieve. With AI and AI solutions, how prevalent and how feasible is it to measure?
Well, that's a great question. Measurements are key to AI solutions because in the end, AI solutions need a goal. They need to work towards something. So they need to actually know what is a good decision and what is a bad decision. And that is all based on measurements. So it could be that the measurement is to make sure that as many employee preferences are met as possible. That's a clear measure for an AI solution to then try to achieve that. So what is very important when implementing AI solutions is not only to have these measurements clear upfront, have clear understanding in every level of an organization what they mean, how they're tracked, how they're put into an AI solution, and also what impact then the AI solution has on that specific measurement if you track that over time. And that tracking over time and the setting up of those measurements, well, that's very close to your heart and something Smart WFM is doing. But that is something we need a lot in the conversations we have, because a lot of the conversations are also about what is good. What is a good solution? What is a bad solution? And quite often, our customers don't necessarily know. So it's about also the discovery of what is good for an organization.
Yes.
And what are examples of what is good? And how do you then put that in hard numbers?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's key to the AI solutions, because that's the driving factor after or in what they're going to look for.
Yeah, and I'm sort of envisaging in the future, and maybe you'll tell me you've even got this now, but I'm envisaging that you'll go into a certain industry and a certain sub-industry, and you'll be able to go, here's all your benefits, here's all your measures, here's your dashboard by which you can essentially run your business.
Yeah, we see it in certain sub-industries. We already see that there's always the normal ones, the ones which
Yes.
everyone is using, the revenue and the cost and those kind of things, but they're not necessarily the most key ones for sub-industries. It's more about, okay, what is your actual target, and how many hours do you spend, or how many dollars do you spend per every item you actually process or sell, and what is impacting that, and how do you track employee happiness, for example. And what is great is that we're gathering more and more data about all those things, which we couldn't do before. But now we also have the opportunity to actually use all of that information, all of that data in solutions to then drive to a better outcome.
Yeah.
And that is the truly exciting part of where we are now. And we're tracking the data, we're collecting it, and we can also utilize it in AI solutions.
Our data-driven world.
Our data-driven world.
Yeah. Thank you, Berend.
No problem. Thank you, Jared.